One of the things that George Floyd knew going into this process is that he was going to jail and he might not get out. You would think that an individual charged with a forgery arrest would get out. However, what would happen with George Floyd is within 48 hours in most jurisdictions, he would go before a magistrate judge for what's called a first appearance. At the first appearance, the magistrate judge would inform George Floyd or Rayshard Brooks of the charges against them. And of course, anyone in that situation probably already knows what they're charged with. Their only concern is whether they're going to get out of jail. What determines whether they get out of jail? Well, the magistrate judge has two pieces of information. The first is the charge that has been leveled against them. And that charge is assumed to be true because there is no actual presumption of innocence at that stage of one's journey through the criminal justice system. The second piece of information that the magistrate judge has is the person's criminal history. And you might say, well, George Floyd, he's just passing a $20 bill. It's a non-violent, non-serious offense. However, George Floyd had a fairly extensive criminal history. And that history, there's no redemption from your history. It continually will haunt you and be used against you throughout the criminal justice system, whether it's justified or not. So, George Floyd had 8 felony convictions. He might be unlikely to get a bond because of that type of history. Not impossible, but maybe unlikely. Rayshard Brooks was currently on probation, as I said, so he is unlikely to get a bond, even though he spent, or his offense was simply sleeping in the car at a Wendy's intoxicated. Whether they get a bond depends upon the heart of the judge. And again, it goes down to finding yourself at the mercy and discretion of someone who may or may not feel like mercy and compassion is appropriate.